You seem very confident in that.
I know for a fact that you get empanadas.
Shit,
I just did my
bro.
Joanne voice. Joanne. Remember that?
Yeah.
Joanne. You should do it. Well, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. And today we're excited because every Saturday we come out with some kind of Disney-related video. Mm-hmm. And we thought, let's just bring the Disney-related video to the podcast.
Yes. Maybe welcome in some of you that have not listened to the podcast and just kind of see the style of what it is. Also, I was looking this way. If you're watching this, we moved our setup a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, the camera is now over here."
It was time for some. You're looking at the camera over there.
I was looking.
Yeah, if you are listening to this, we do have a video podcast as well, and it was time for some change, and so we moved into the corner.
Yes.
It actually is a lot better because I'm kind of looking over there too.
Yeah.
You're here, guys. Okay, sorry, but I feel like it's a lot better. Like set up for our space. But anyway.
If you've been around for some time, you know Justin is like all about change.
Yeah,
every quarter, it's like, what can we move in our house?
That's really what it is.
Even
it was
if it's just a single chair, just in a different space. It just, something
has to change.
Helps bring about some more creativity or something.
I don't know what it is. It's just what it is. So our backdrop is not finished quite yet. So it's kind of like an unfinished area, but I think we're going to be tweaking it, so bear with us if the camera's all whacked. If there's something weird, just understand that we are still in the progress of changing the scene.
Yes.
Okay, but so what we're talking about is last week or 2 weeks ago, we did like a Disney cruise Q&A. We asked you guys on Instagram and YouTube like some questions you have, and we had a ton of questions. So we're like, hey, let's do a second one. But then we're like, let's just actually do that on the podcast rather than as like a sit-down video. Because this year on our podcast, there's like 4 pillars we want to talk about, like once a month. We want to talk about faith. We want to talk about relationships. We want to talk about finances. And then lastly, we want to talk about travel. So bringing like Disney more into our podcast as well, since we love Disney, and just talk about like travel tips and all that.
Yeah.
And the podcast is cool because it's more of a conversation.
Literally was going to say that.
You know what I'm saying?
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
For being on the same page.
Boom.
It's not always the case.
It's not always the case. But today it is. This second it is.
Yes.
In a minute, it may not. But let's enjoy it for this second.
Because I was going to say, when we are doing it this style and it's conversational, sometimes there just brings about more stories or things that I feel relate to people than when we're like, okay, like a little bit more scripted in a sense with our sit-down videos. We're like, okay, these are the points we want to hit.
Right.
So that is the cool part about this neck of the woods.
Yeah, and
if you will.
And we get to have like cool headphones on and talking to Mike. And by the way, I have your headphones on because there's makeup inside.
It's too late now.
Yeah, now it's just what it is.
Diving in.
Okay, so before we get into the questions and all of that, we thought we would just talk about some tips and tricks that we've been kind of thinking through as we've been packing and getting ready and all of that. Some things that have come up.
Dang it, why didn't we share that on our video?
Well, we did like a top 10.
Right.
It's not like a catch-all. We'll do a catch-all after our cruise.
For sure.
But we thought we would kind of share a couple things that just came up as we were packing. And actually a lot of it happened with taking the boys to school. And it's been kind of fun. Like Lacey had been trading off. Lacey's been sick for a couple of days. And so I was taking the kids to school and we're kind of trading off. And it seems like whenever we take them to school, it's the time to start talking about the Disney cruise and like what they're excited about and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But because of that, there's been a lot of tips and tricks that have come up as we've been talking to the kids.
Right.
And I'm like, man, these kids, they know some things about the Disney cruise.
Well,
and we should probably listen to our kids about tips and tricks.
Actually, on the way to school today, Landon was like, hey, I'm going to be gold on this cruise. I'm like, wait, you are? He's like, yeah, this is my 6th cruise. I'm like, no, it's your 5th. And I'm going through and counting. I'm like, oh, this is your 6th cruise. I'm like,
so, okay. So
crazy
let's
kid.
a little story time since we're on the podcast. We can do that. When it was our honeymoon, I think we've shared this story before, but we'll share it again. On our honeymoon, it was our first cruise, and we were taking it all in. We were on the Disney Wonder, and it was just an amazing thing. And we were so excited. And
our minds were just blown away.
And I remember getting in the elevator, and we're going up to eat. And there was this kid that was just by himself. And he was probably about Landon's age right now. He's probably 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Probably 9 or 10, actually. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But he was in the elevator, and we were all excited thinking it was his first cruise because he's 9 or 10. And we're like, hey, man, like, is this your first cruise? And he looks at me, looks at Lacey, looks at his lanyard, and he's like,
his gold lanyard.
No. He's like, I've been on like 7 or 8 cruises or something ridiculous like that. And our minds were blown. We're like, this kid is 8 years old.
How is this possible?
And so when Landon said that in the car the other day, like, this is my goal. I'm like, he is that kid in the elevator.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That
it's
we
just
were so
what it
shocked
is
with.
because we love Disney Cruise. That's how we travel sometimes.
So they come along with us.
It's just what it is.
Yep. But some of the tips we got out of, these conversations was we were talking about just, things they want to do. And one of them is when we went on the Wish last year, they loved the Aqua Mouse. Mm-hmm. I love the Aqua Mouse.
Oh, I have a tip for that actually
So
too.
fun.
So before you say your tip and remind me to share my tip.
Got it.
Okay.
And we've heard with people, especially when you go on the Wish itinerary that they had, it was like 3 days. Some people never even got to get on it because the line is so long.
Yeah.
And I know we have a longer itinerary this time around.
Should be pretty easier.
So it should be
And again,
easier.
if you don't know, the Aqua Mouse is like a roller coaster water slide. And it's only on the Treasure and the Wish.
Yes. So what we did on the Wish is we went like first thing in the morning when we were docked. I think it was in Nassau. And there was nobody really in line, a couple people. So we got on it, we got off, and I think you even went on it again with the boys after that.
I went on it like 5 times.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, Landon and Tucker were like, let's go again, let's go again, let's go again. And I'm like, yeah, there's no line, so this is the time to do it.
Yeah, and we just planned it out where, we had like swim cover-ups. So we got, after we were all wet, we'd lay out and dry it off a little bit. Got our cover-ups on, and then we went and got breakfast and then ate outside on the deck.
Did you share that we had continental breakfast in the room?
No, I did not.
Okay, so what we did, we planned this out. So
yeah.
we're like, we're gonna go early in the morning, just see. And so we, in your room, you're able to kind of like write down like what you want them to be, deliver for your room service. The night before, you put it on your door, and they pick it up, and then they deliver the food. So we had a little something to hold us over. Then we went to the Aqua Mouse.
Yes.
And there was like no lines.
Yes. And then we did like the big breakfast afterwards. So, but then later on during the day, the lines like wrapped around. And so
insane.
Just a little tip for you. If you don't want to wait in line, I mean, it was a beautiful morning. We had a blast and we got to go on it multiple times.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a day where it was like gloomy or gross. It was beautiful outside. Probably one of the better days. So, I don't, it was one time we've tested this. So we're going to do this again on the Treasure just to kind of see. But I just feel like it was first thing in the morning. I don't know what time it was.
I was going to say that too.
Like 9 or something?
Maybe.
It was around that. I think it was before the 10 o'clock hour. So it was kind of early. It was a commitment to get out of bed and go. But it was worth it because there was we were able to ride it several times. So that's kind of fun tip.
And I think the stuff on the pool deck opens up at, I don't remember what time it is.
That's what it was.
So that'll be good to...
It was right when it opened.
Yeah.
So whatever time that was.
Yeah.
Right. So you can check when that stuff opens up on your app. And it was right when it opened. We were there like maybe 5 minutes before it opened. So that's try it out. I mean,
because the pool deck wasn't crowded and they had like a movie going already. It was just a really
one
fun
of the better
morning.
mornings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's that. Also, because I like to vlog, like everything is just what we do.
You do?
And I was so bummed because I couldn't bring my GoPro on the Aqua Mouse. And this is my tip. But the guy said that you can have a GoPro if you have a wrist strap. Or like one of the ones that are like on your chest. But I don't want to strap a chest strap for a GoPro for that roller coaster. Anyway, so I ended up buying a wrist strap. I'll link the one I bought below. It's really cheap. Hopefully the rules haven't changed, but I plan on bringing that to test it and then maybe get some footage of the Aqua Mouse inside for our vlogs.
Yay.
Yeah.
The boys will love that.
I know. I'll love it watching over it. So will Junie.
Yeah.
Junie has been on this kick as of late to watch Runaway Railroad over and
Runaway
over.
Railway.
Yeah.
Mickey's Runaway Railway ride.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a tongue
over
twister.
and over again.
Yeah.
Like she just absolutely loves that. That and aerial ride.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
Like just YouTube videos of people just doing a whole
ride through. So I'm like, okay, we should probably do ride throughs for our kids. Anyway, so those are a couple tips there. We're also kind of talking about as we're packing that we need to make sure with our kids' iPads that we download the Disney Cruise app ahead of time. Because of that, you can actually watch like their movies and all that kind of stuff through the app.
The ones, that they have in the room, there's an area on the app that you have access to, and you can watch all the Disney films. So if we, the dinners are super long, so we bring their iPad sometimes, and if they want to watch those, we can have it. Plus, I know they have like the texting feature on there, which, you know, we're going to be with our kids, but they'd probably have fun just playing with that. There's like little emojis and stuff.
Tuckerland will be texting
to each
themselves,
other.
yeah. But I think, you know, and again, we don't, as far as when we travel, our the iPads are used for like transportation days.
Mm-hmm.
So they're able to on the plane. And then that's about it. Except for Disney cruises, we do allow them to have their iPads for dinners.
Yeah.
After they have eaten.
Yes.
They put it down for the shows. It's just like there's a lull spot basically
right.
when we're still being fed from like the 30 meals. And we
they're
let
like,
them,
we're already done with dessert. Can we go?
So because we want to enjoy the dinners as well. Yeah. And anyway, but that's kind of how we do it. Mm-hmm. And I think there's maybe a couple other times when if they just need a time just to like chill out
Rest
in their bed
in the
for a minute, like maybe we'll let them watch like a Disney show or something. But it's pretty like we keep those minimal. iPads away for most of the trip. But it is good because you can watch all their really cool movies on the ship.
Right. So I added that to our to-do
also, I was
list
thinking because they have like the drape that closes the room, you know. Mm-hmm. So we could be watching like a show in the evening, and they could have like a show in their evening, you know, kind of a thing. I don't know. But those are just some tips we've been.
Their summer camp, as we call it.
Yeah, we call it summer camp when they're allowed to watch a movie like in their bed on their iPad.
Yeah. Like they don't have like a TV in their room. Yeah. So they're like, can we have summer camp tonight?
I call it summer camp.
Because they usually end up like giggling and laughing.
Well, because as a youth pastor, it's like the first night of camp and everyone's all giggling and laughing, excited to be there on the bunk beds. And that's what they do. It's just so cute, like hearing them like talk to each other and laugh about anyway.
Yeah.
But I think those are the kind of just a couple of tips and tricks that we've been discussing as of kind of packing and stuff.
Yeah, and then when our packing video comes out, we'll be sharing like packing essentials within that. So look for that because we'll be sharing like, some of the main things.
We were gonna put out a separate video that just says like Lacey said packing essentials, where it's just we just bullet point, but we're like when we do the packing vlog, the pack with us, we'll just share like a lot of things that we absolutely pack for that. Anyway, we're combining those videos.
Yes.
Okay, well I guess Disney Cruise Q&A time.
Let's do it.
Okay, so hopefully we don't do any repeats. If we do, I'm sorry, but it's going to be hard to remember what we did, and I'm not going to like go back and look. So we'll do our best. Mm-hmm. But let's start with this one. Favorite ship, ? Favorite ship. You don't want to start with that one?
Favorite ship.
Favorite ship.
Oh, they said chip. I was like, why does somebody want to know our favorite ship?
Well, if you must know what our favorite chip. I thought you said something else.
Single chip.
So when I said favorite ship, you looked at me and I was like, did
I say something else?
and then I thought you said what,
Yeah.
But you said chip, not okay.
You're right.
It's a Family Channel, everybody. Okay. This is we're a mess right now.
So
favorite
confused.
ship. SHIP.
And when you're like, you don't want to do this one right now? I'm like, I guess I can talk about my favorite single chip.
Okay, but if we are talking about favorite chips with a C, I love Sun Chips. Like Sun Chips are my jam. I was thinking about that actually last night.
You've always loved Sun Chips.
At youth group, we had like a bunch of chips, like different varieties and stuff. And I was just thinking about it. I'm like, I think Sun Chips are my favorite chips, my go-to. Yeah. If I'm at Subway, which doesn't happen very often, but I just always think of Subway because you have all the variety.
Right.
If I'm there, I'm reaching for Sun Chips. I don't know. That's just what I am. Yeah. If I'm at a gas station, though, I reach for Funyuns. I don't know why that's the case.
Interesting. I will always go like Ruffles, sour cream cheddar.
Those are good.
Picking something out to go with my sub. But if I just want to snack on chips, though, Cool Ranch Doritos, hands down.
Yeah, they're good, but Sun Chips are better, especially the garden salsa ones or whatever.
They're too healthy for me, Sun Chips.
They're not what?
Just
Sun Chips are not healthy at all.
If I want a chip, like just I don't want any health.
How are Sun Chips? How are they healthy?
Because the grains and all that.
I mean, if that's legitimate and Sun Chips are healthy, I'll eat those every day. Like, I don't think they're healthy.
Okay.
I don't know how they would. I had Sun Chips last night with my meatball sandwich. I had a meatball sandwich yesterday.
I do like Sun Chips with meatball subs, though.
Yeah.
That's good, too.
Yeah, it was good. The meatball sub was so good, though.
I think we did answer this one, though, our favorite ship, because we talked about...
Favorite ship or chip? Because we did not answer the favorite chip. I'm just saying.
We did talk about our favorite ship.
Sorry.
Because I think I ended up saying...
I think it was a different person, though.
Because I think I said I liked the Wish in the end.
I just said, hope we don't repeat anything, and I repeated it.
Well, I think there was two people, more than one that asked that question.
I think if you like Disney Cruise, you just like hearing about Disney Cruise stuff. Yeah. Like, no matter if we've repeated something.
Hopefully.
Okay, so favorite ship.
Mm-hmm.
with an S.
Thank you.
Let's actually talk about something that we've never talked about yet.
Okay.
My favorite ship is probably the Disney Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it the best ship? Absolutely not. But it's my favorite because it was our first one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's small. And why I love it is because when you dock to Castaway Cay or something like that, it's a small ship, which means there's not a lot of people, less people on the island.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. That's what I love. I feel like it's more of like a life group, a home group Bible study. It's just like it's a smaller group rather than the whole congregation kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot for whatever reason. And I feel like I get to know like the staff more on that ship than I do on any other ship.
Yeah.
I see their faces more around. So that's why I like it. But I would say like I don't know. I like all of them. I think I'm going to like the Treasure. And I say that everyone, but it's kind of like more my style.
Yeah.
The way it looks inside and all that. And we've tried not to like really look at anything, but some of the renderings and stuff, I feel like it's more my style. Yeah. So I think I'm going to like that. But do you want to answer yours before we talk about what's happening?
What's happening?
Yeah.
What do you mean what's happening?
What's your favorite ship?
Okay. It's so confusing. Mine is the Wish.
Okay.
Yeah. I just love the feel of it. It's so just whimsical and just lovely. The light blues, the Cinderella feel. Yeah. I don't know. I am excited to take Junie on that one in the future too.
You really like the Wish.
I love the Wish.
I thought I was gonna like it more than I like. I love the Wish. Don't get me wrong, but it was. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I didn't like it. I loved it.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
I loved the layout of it. Like
I thought I would like it more than I did.
Okay. Well, I just know like and you just said this. I think the Treasure is gonna be like our fave because we love the Wish, but the Aladdin theme of it and just the vibe of it is my favorite too. So it's just like cherry on top. So
we've been another tip that we do, by the way, is I told you this is our podcast. We talk, okay, but
we talk about chips.
We talk about chips, Sun Chips. I really want Sun Chips so bad. Now they're on sale at Costco right now.
I know. I actually almost was gonna ask you to pick those up yesterday.
I did pick them up for the youth, but not for us. And I ate like 2 bags.
If you hear Justin talk about youth, if you're new, he's a youth pastor. People are like, who are these
Why are you buying chips?
Are you talking about your kids? Well, we call our kids the youth.
Yeah, I bought chips for the youth.
We just got for the youth.
What youth? Okay, anyway.
And he's going to winter camp.
Sun Chips again?
Yeah.
What's happening to this podcast?
But before that, you said before we do get into this, were you just talking about like more questions or was something else?
No, it was something else. But there was something else I was going to say before that. Anyway, it's gone. Okay. So sorry. But guys, we have not announced this yet, but we're going to announce it right now.
Oh.
We are going on another Disney cruise this year. Mm-hmm. And we're going on the Disney Wonder again. Mm-hmm. Because it's our 15th year anniversary.
Yeah.
Now, it's not going to be on our 15th year anniversary.
Because I will
be out of the country. So we're going to do it before then. Mm-hmm. And we're going on the Disney Wonder because it was our first Disney cruise experience.
Yeah.
So we thought 15 years would be cool to go back on there. It's not going to be the same itinerary. We're actually going to go out to San Diego. It'll be like a fast kind of weekend kind of trip.
And if those of you that are listening or watching, you've been around and you're like, I can't believe Justin got Lacey to agree to this because I've been very, very much against doing a Disney cruise without the kids. And we talked about doing a cruise for our 15-year anniversary this year, but we were thinking,
like Princess,
let's do Princess or try out other
Royal Caribbean,
there's so many different cruise lines we haven't tried out. And then we decided to do Disney.
Well, because I was like, Lacey,
you sold me on something.
It's not a new ship. We will experience a new ship with the kids. It's only a fast weekend, and if it's going to be a fast weekend, we need to have just us so we can just run and gun.
Yeah.
And they've been on the Wonder.
Yeah.
So.
And then we just talked about all the other stuff to Disney cruises that are available to adults that we don't always get to do together, and so that's going to be really exciting.
We've also had a lot of you guys reach out to say, hey, like, what are some cool things for like just adults? If you don't have kids, is it still worth it? And so we're going to vlog on this trip, obviously, and we're going to showcase that more. It's just like, if you don't have kids, like,
is
Disney
it
cruise,
still worth it?
Which it is. I'm going to spoil alert. 100% is.
But we can't really attest to that. It's been 15 years since we've done it.
We can attest to that. I mean, it's pretty easy.
I know. I'm just saying, like, we probably, for science, should do this.
Oh, 100%. That's why we said it. For science, we have to do this. It's for the business.
Yeah. And for the viewers.
It's for you guys.
We don't.
It's
not
for
us at
all
all
of our beautiful subscribers. It's for you. We're doing this for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's it. Not for us.
We'll sacrifice.
Anyway, we're excited about it.
I'm very excited.
I feel like I'm always out of the country. It seems like a lot of the times for our honeymoon. Unfortunately, it's just how
Anniversary.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just what it is, and it's our 15. Usually, what we do is we go out to dinner before I leave, or when I come back. And we're like, let's just do it before.
Well, when we went out to dinner for our anniversary for our 14 year, we discussed this actually. We said, okay, so for next year for our 15, what do we want to do? And we kept talking and toying and different things, but we kind of landed on a cruise.
We landed on a cruise. We wanted to do kind of like a European cruise or something like that. But I think because there's a lot of travel happening this year.
We wanted to scale it down.
We'll discuss more travel plans we have this year, but we wanted to kind of maybe wait until
20 year.
Maybe a 20 year we'll do a big I don't know. It's a long time away though.
It's 5 years. It's really not.
Let's not do that. Let's just do it next year.
We're going to be so old. So, anyways, I didn't know we were announcing that today, but it's exciting.
There you go. This is the podcast. We talked about chips, we talked about ships, and we talked about future plans.
Cruises.
Okay, where are we at? We got through one question.
Wow.
Guys, this is not a good Disney.
This is why some people probably
welcome to the podcast.
Like the video version.
Yeah, people are like, I am never listening to this podcast ever again. This is trash.
I got one. I don't think we did this one. Well, actually, this is a good question because let's just read it, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so Tara France 3645 said, have you ever taken a 5-year-old snorkeling? No. At Castaway Cay. Key?
Key?
Who am I?
It's Key. Don't open that bag.
I didn't mean to say that.
Because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, no, it's Key. No, it is Key, in fact.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
We got yelled at one time.
Is Tim Tracker, I was watching his video when they went to Castaway Cay, and there's a shirt, and it's says something like, the best day at Castaway Cay. But it wasn't exactly like that, but it was supposed to rhyme with day and K. And he's like, this is very interesting because it's Key, not K.
Interesting.
And they made it to it so it would sound like it rhymed. So he's like, I don't get why Disney would put this out.
Interesting.
I know. I was like,
it's probably because so many people get it wrong.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day when I called ships boats, and I got like crucified in the comments?
Thanks for sticking with us, guys.
Man.
Okay. Anyways, back to the question. Have you ever taken a 5-year-old snorkeling at Castaway Cay? In the family area, of course, wondering if they have equipment her size and if it is doable. So this is another conversation we had with our boys, and they both really want to try snorkeling.
So we are going to do it.
So we will answer that when we get back.
Yes,
but
we will.
We've never done it before. I've seen it's very affordable to go just rent just a little mask and the snorkel, whatever it's called, and then just go around
gear.
Thank you. Just to go around the family
Snorkel
beach.
gear.
And the boys were getting nervous because they were like, how deep do I have to go? I'm like, you don't have to go very deep. And like, you can just go get like a little noodle. I think it's the best way to do it. Just lay on it and just look around. You can see little fish.
Yeah.
So they're very excited about
what a great
that.
place to do it for your first time because it's Disney, all the, and we've been to Castaway Cay quite a few times, and like, what a cool different way to experience the island.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool. We're excited for that.
Right.
It'll be fun because I haven't gone snorkeling for a while. It's been a minute, so that'll be really a fun family thing to do. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Ginny won't, but
on Serenity Bay on our honeymoon, I remember, and we got so sunburned.
It was so bad. Wear sunscreen.
Yes.
Pro tip. But I think we're gonna do some scuba diving this year, not on this cruise, different vacation with my sister and her husband. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. But we're not talking about scuba diving. We're talking about snorkeling.
Yes, they're different.
They are different. But anyway, I don't even know why I talked about that. It just, for some reason, it just like blended in my brain. Anyway, I'm like staring at those Cliff Bars over there, and I'm like, I really want a Cliff Bar so bad. Okay, guys, I don't know where we're at, but that we'll talk. We'll do it for science again. So next up is ever considered a viewer cruise. It's funny. We've been getting a lot of comments and like DMs as of late about like a viewer cruise. And some of you who are watching know that we've participated in the Lake Life viewer cruise several times.
So fun.
But as far as like us doing one, I don't know. I just don't know like the interest. So I guess that's what we'd have to figure out. Like, would there be interest? Like so for example, what this is, we find a cruise, we book it, and we say, hey, this is the cruise we're on. Come book with us. Mm-hmm. And then usually what we'll do is we'll do like some meetups and, kind of hang out, and we'll just be cruising together, sailing together, but we'll plan a time for some pictures and some, hangout time and stuff like that. But, I just don't know if like, I don't know, we're a very small channel, and I'm like, I don't know if there's interest to that. So I guess let us know if that's something that you would like to see down the road or something like that. I guess we just need to see if there's a lot of more interest on that.
Yeah.
So anyway, good question. Do kids need a lanyard for their card? Yeah.
Good question.
Not really. They don't really
Yeah.
necessarily need that.
Right. They don't, I don't know. Our kids never really wear them because, you can get them. They have them in their room for them when you get there, when you're part of the Castaway Club. But I don't.
Well, it just depends. Well, I guess it just depends on how old your kids are. So
Right.
if you want your kids to be able to go access their room by themselves, so if like you're at pool deck or something and you're okay with your kid going back to the room, depends on their age and all that stuff, then they can have they should have their own key card to do that.
Right.
So I guess it just kind of depends
On their age.
but they do get one.
But he also, like, they have their bands that they wear, their kids' magic bands. That's what they mainly wear every day just to get to the kids' club. Because sometimes we won't, be planning on it, but they're like, hey, let's go to the kids' club, and they're ready to go because they're waterproof, so they even wear them to the pool. So that's mainly their things.
But that doesn't get you in the room.
It does not.
It's just
No.
to the kids' club. So
Yep.
I would say it just kind of depends on your need. I think Landon's probably gonna wear his lanyard this trip because he's gold. So he's gonna want
excited about it. Yep.
He's gonna want to wear that. And I think the reason why he wants to wear that is because Aunt Cass is not gold, and his papa is not gold. And he's just gonna be strutting around, being like, "Oh, you're not gold? I'm sorry."
Sorry.
It's just what he's gonna do. But that's a good question. Also, another question that's on here, I can't find where it's at, but it's kind of related to that. If I find it, I'll pop it up. But maybe it was on YouTube. Anyway, doesn't matter. Was the actual the Magic Band Plus? A lot of questions on the Magic Band Plus that we've had, like on comments and stuff. Because last time we had the Magic Band Plus, and in the vlog, you saw that I tried it and it didn't work. It ended up working afterwards. I had to go to customer service. They had to resync it, all that kind of stuff, and it worked fine. But that's kind of what we're going to be using, actually, most of the cruise, is our Magic Band Pluses rather than having a lanyard on. Because we don't really necessarily like wearing a lanyard. It just gets in the way, and it's just walking around the ship. I don't want to have a lanyard on. But we'll wear the wristband so we can get right back in our rooms. And so if you have a Magic Band, the first edition, it will not work. It's only the Magic Band Plus that will work
for this cruise.
And you can order those through your Disney cruise, all that kind of stuff. And that's what we'll be using. Yeah.
There might be some days I use my lanyard. Who knows? We'll
yeah,
see if
I
I'm in the
mean,
mood.
for sure.
I feel like dinners I won't wear it, but
No.
yeah, during the day sometimes I will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to use mine because this will be my first time trying it out.
Boom.
So there we go. This is another question that we haven't experienced, but I wanted to bring it up. And they asked, it's Kayla Robinson. Hello, Kayla.
How's it going, Kayla?
Can a parent go with their kiddos to the water portion slides of Scuttle's Cove at Castaway Cay?
Oh.
So we've never actually done Scuttle's Cove. The boys just always hung out with us on the family island.
Yeah, whenever we said, "Do you want to get
so-
checked in?" They're like, "No."
Yeah. So
Like, they would rather play basketball and hang out with us.
Right.
But I think what we're going to do for science
yes,
is be like, "Boys, you're going in.
check
Just
it out
for a little bit."
Yeah, and I want to see too, so we can let you guys know. Can we go in there with them and check it out? With
I
the
would
slides?
say probably not. I mean, it's kind
Right.
of the same thing as
the
on the
kids'
ships.
club.
So like, there's open house times on the ships. You can go in there and see the spaces. But I don't think it's going to be like that in Castaway Cay. I don't think there's going to be
Right.
an open house time on that because it's like
Yeah.
you're only there for so many hours.
Yeah. But that's some stuff we want to find out.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
we'll find that stuff
Yeah.
out. If anyone else knows, again, let us, if you're watching this on YouTube, go to the comment section. If you're listening, head over to YouTube and let us know if you know about that, because we don't. And we like to use these as forums. It's really cool when you guys are like answering your questions on there. I saw the last one we did, and it was cool because someone had a question. One of you guys answered it. I'm like, that's so cool. So if you know that answer, please answer that, and then we'll go ahead and pin that comment so everyone can see that. But we will experience it in
Yeah.
just a few days.
It would be cool because I'd like to know what it looks like. And it would be cool, to show you guys because that's something we've never shown. And I've never actually seen any other vlogs showing Scuttle's Cove because it could be for that reason, because I don't know if they do open house or
Just
anything.
let
so
Landon go in there with a GoPro. He's a
there
pretty
you
good filmer.
go.
He is.
That's what we need to do.
We should do that. I should give him the GoPro and have him go ham.
Landon, go get footage for us.
I'm serious. He would love it. I mean, you guys remember when we were at the beach club and he took the GoPro and went down the slide? Mm-hmm. Like, they watched that video over and over again.
Yeah,
we should do that. It would be hilarious.
We can link that video if you guys haven't seen it with our Disney World series. That was after the Wish. Yeah. But yeah, he got a really cool shot. Yeah. That was fun.
I have a little wrist, thing. Just go in there and just go ham.
Yeah, that slide is so fun at the beach club. Oh my gosh.
Can we talk about the beach club for a moment?
It's like on a pirate ship.
What a great hotel.
We keep talking about if we go back to Disney World, how are we going to stay anywhere else?
I don't want to stay anywhere else. It was perfect.
But we want to try out more resorts.
Anyways. It's going to be so hard. We have, tips and tricks for check-in. Do you use a phone or computer? We touched on this last time. Yeah, I would say as far as we use our computer, we also have the phone ready to go for check-in, and we see which is faster. Basically, whatever one populates the link first, because you just refresh it until the time it opens, and usually it's the computer. We've had a lot of talk since then because we always talk about how we call it, our, check-in holiday. Mm-hmm. So when it's time for us to do our check-in, we get all excited and it's the day and we do it right when it opens up. But we didn't really specify this on our last tips and tricks if you watch our top 10. But if you do have Disney transportation, you don't necessarily have to do the Disney cruise check-in like the midnight or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like you don't have to because you usually get a early boarding time already built into Disney transportation. Mm-hmm. So just understand that it's in our top 10 because sometimes we don't do Disney transportation. Sometimes it just doesn't work like that for us. But we're so built into it's just fun for us to do the check-in that night and just get it all ready to go. It's just part of it's a holiday for us. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So even though we have Disney transportation, we still do that. So I guess my point is if you have Disney transportation, you usually get an early boarding time already. So yeah. I know there's a lot of comments on our last one of people discussing that, and yeah, it's true, which is really cool. That's another perk for Disney transportation. Right. Excursions. What will y'all be doing? That's a great question. What are we going to be doing, Lacey?
I don't know.
Guys, we're really bad
with... Did you book something without letting me know?
We're actually really bad with excursions because we don't really care too much. That sounds really bad, but I think we just love the ships so much, and that's why we cruise Disney Cruise, is we like to just explore the ship. That being said, we probably will be doing something in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of things we're looking at, and I'm not going to share on here yet until we actually figure it out, because we're also going with Lacey's dad as well, and so we just kind of need to talk to the family and stuff. But we haven't really booked anything as far as excursions go. And like mentioned, we're going to be going somewhere else this year that we're going to be doing scuba diving and things like that, like parasailing and everything. And so I'm like, I don't necessarily know if I want to do that on this cruise because it's a new ship and I just want to explore everything on the ship.
And also, Junie's kind of not the best age, and not like we would not do it, and we can always use the nursery. But it would be kind of cool once they're a little bit older if there are some really cool excursions we want to do the kids. Yeah.
There is one place I'm thinking about, and it's just a beach to just go get off the ship and sit on the beach for a couple hours. And so that might be something we might do, and that's easy with kids. Yeah. And I mean, our kids, sand and ocean, they
love it.
Absolutely love it. Yeah. So things like that we might do. But as far as like zip lining, which I would love to do, I don't know if we'll do that just because with our kids and everything. And all of that. So we're kind of tossing that around and all of that. But again, we really like just hanging out on the ships. It's kind of like what we do. Yeah. But I don't know.
And that's what boys like to do too. And I know they're going to get to the age, the older they get, where they're going to be like, I want to go ziplining. I want to do these. And then it's like,
then we'll do that kind of stuff. But right now it's like and that's another tip. It's like, if you just stay on the ship when you are, are at port, things are empty. Like you can really explore that ship really well. Right. And so that's also kind of cool to think about too. Yeah. So when we're going to go to Grand Cayman, we will go off of there and we have to go to a restaurant called Cabanas because our boys say it is the best butter noodles they've ever had in their entire lives. Okay. It's a fish place. Yeah. But they have to go. I'm like, I asked them, like, what do you guys want to do on the ports? Grand Cayman butter noodles.
It's so funny.
So we probably will do that. It's really good fish though. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the fish was amazing.
So that's probably one excursion we'll do. Maybe.
If you want to call that an excursion.
I don't know. But yeah, definitely Jamaica because we've never been to Jamaica. So that would be kind of fun to go explore.
I'm excited to see that too.
Will you be doing fish extenders? No, we'll not be doing fish extenders. We've done it
before.
We've done it one time and we've never done it again. And I think the reason why is there's just so much like stuff that you have to take home. First off, you have to take a lot with you. And we already have 3 kids plus us, plus our vlogging gear. And it's just a lot. And then not to mention all the things you're bringing home. And I mean, it's awesome. I'm not saying anything other than it's cool. That was my stomach growl like 10 seconds ago, by the way.
What that was.
Wow. But I need some sun chips.
I
don't know. Do you want to share anything about that?
So I don't regret doing it. I think it was really fun. And for the season we were in at that time, both of our boys had an absolute blast every day, just seeing what was in there and also preparing the gifts. But right now, that doesn't sound enjoyable to me. It sounds stressful, and I'd rather do it when it does sound enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole part of
It's
it.
all we
if
can
you're
do
doing
to
it,
pack for 3 kids right now.
Yeah, I'm like overwhelmed just with that. Yeah, just getting our stuff together. So, but who knows if we ever do it again? But it was really fun. If you've never done it and you love that kind of thing, like just try it out and do it. So,
and if you have questions how to do that with any of your, and this is a tip we've talked about, but with any of like the itineraries you go on, you can go to Facebook and find that actual group that has been created for that particular itinerary, and they'll ask you a couple questions to be able to have access to it. And then it's just everyone who is on that cruise with you. And through that group on Facebook, they will actually have signups for fish extender and also pixie dusting and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So it's cool. But just not for us for this season.
So this one says, so on some of your former videos, you used to talk about everyone's high for the day. Can you this cruise? And we talked about this comment, but I don't think we shared it on our video because we're like, hey, why don't we do that again? Like that was really fun, and it helped us really think through the day and just process because there's so much. And I think that's part of it is you're doing so many different things, and just to kind of talk about your high for the day, what you enjoyed, those little moments. And sometimes it's things we didn't even experience together. So it's cool to hear what what was your favorite part of the day, my favorite part of the day. So yes, we will do that on this cruise. Yeah,
it's just a fun way because again, like vlogging for us is like journaling, and so it's almost like a journal entry at the end of the day of like what that was, and it just kind of recaps the day a little bit for us. And so I know you guys like that too, so we'll try to remember that. I know some days we're just tired and we're ready to go to bed, but we'll try to make that a priority this time to do that.
Yeah, because we enjoy it too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sell away gifts worth it for a second birthday and for your wedding anniversary. First cruise. That's awesome. Your first cruise. Your first cruise is like, whoa, that's like in 2 days. You put the date. Wow. Have fun. You're probably not watching this, but have fun. Sorry if you don't hear this in time. But anyway, as far as that goes, I guess it just kind of depends because like you guys actually have sent us like treats and stuff, and it's awesome. Like it's something really cool when you first walk in your stateroom and there's stuff there for you, like there's presents for you.
Yeah, and they do, if you're going on the treasure, have a lot of really cool like specific treasure ones that I've seen. Really cool hats and just different like gear in that. So I mean, if some of that's exclusive, I mean, I think that's really cool if that's something you're into.
Have you looked on the onboard stuff recently?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ordered waters yesterday because we always order waters.
Yeah.
And it's overpriced for sure. And a lot of you guys will probably hate me on the comments because you have before when I said that. But it's nice to have waters when you first walk in.
Right.
My opinion.
Yes.
It's my opinion. Don't agree with it. I don't care. Onboarding day, do you recommend the buffet or the sit-down restaurant for lunch? Honestly, I would prefer the sit-down restaurant for sure. I really would. Something about just getting served, especially with like young kids, it's just nice. However, because it's been such a tradition for us to do like the buffet, I think Landon and Tucker would hate to do a sit down because they absolutely, especially Marceline's Market.
And I feel like we would be antsy too because we'd be like, we want to go explore the ship.
And that's the thing too is like it depends on your pace too.
It might be kind of hard if you want to just chill out for a little bit.
You want to chill out.
I think when we go on the Wonder, you and I, we should definitely do sit down.
Oh, hundo P.
Because we've seen the ship. It'll be like our fourth time.
No, we're doing that. We're
not in a hurry.
So we'll do it. We'll do it when I almost said the date. We'll do it when we do it.
Okay.
So yes, it just depends on the season where you're at. I honestly think if your kids are kind of just need to sit down and relax and they're already overstimulated, just do a sit down restaurant because it is kind of crazy on embarkation day for Marceline's Market or Cabanas. But we like to get our food and continue vlogging and see the rest of the ship before it gets crazy full.
Right.
So,
yeah. And the service, I would say, from doing it, because we have done it before on embarkation day, it's a lot faster than, it is when
you get the empanadas. You get the empanadas.
You seem very confident in that.
I know for a fact that you get empanadas.
On which ship,
I just did my Joanne voice. Joanne. Remember that?
Yeah.
Joanne. You should do it. No. You do it way better than I do. Joanne. Do it. You can do it. Everyone's going to want you to do it now. Joanne. So dumb. Okay, what are we talking about? Sun ships again?
No, the empanadas.
Okay,
Why
empanadas.
do you always think that every ship does this?
It does. Let me know.
I've only done it once. I don't know.
I thought we talked about this, and I thought someone said that they did it on the comments, but maybe not.
Okay.
Do you guys know if they do empanadas on embarkation day?
Why does this always come up?
Because I love empanadas, and I'm pretty sure they do it on embarkation day when you do sit downs. Okay, let me know. Let us know below.
All right.
Team Justin, Team Lacey.
Oh my
Ready, set, go. Okay, what else? Last one. This is the last one we're going to do. Goodness, this is a long podcast. You guys still here? If you're still here and you're watching, go ahead and put, what should they do?
I don't know.
What kind of emojis are there? While you're doing this next question, I'm going to look at some different emojis.
I'm not looking at a question. I'm looking at the Disney Cruise Line app to see the birthday stuff for Tucker.
Okay, let's do a balloon. Do the balloon emoji for Tucker's birthday.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, this is the last question we're going to do.
Okay.
You're literally looking at the... What? Okay, Lacey, you lost Lacey. She's already looking at decorations. Here you go, last one. This is a really cool one because we're in this right now. Best tips for the week before leaving. Always feels frantic over here.
That's how I feel
We're
right
7 days
now.
away, so
Yes.
100%. Okay, this is my favorite tip. Watch a Disney movie every night.
Yeah.
Because I think like it is very frantic, and just having that time to actually sit down with the family and get excited about your cruise, but just have a moment to just rest in that way.
Plan out your movies.
And plan out your movies according to your ship.
That's what
so we
we've
have
been doing.
Coco, we have Aladdin, we have a hit list of movies, and we have them on our calendar, and we're every night we're watching one. And
I think also, at least for us, we like to kind of lay low in the sense of trying to keep everybody healthy.
Oh, really? I'm going to winter camp this weekend.
That is out of your control.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
I know. And you've already had your sickness, so I'm praying that doesn't happen again.
We'll be fine.
So, but just for example, Tucker had a birthday party last week. It was at a jump place, and we're like, oh my gosh. Tucker, please be very careful. And there's this really cool area you can jump off. I'm let's not do that. And so he's like, I told my friends when I was there, I was like, I can't jump off this because I'm going on a Disney cruise. My parents don't want me to break my legs. And they're like, oh yeah, makes sense.
We also canceled his gymnastics class
the night before
we go for that very reason too.
And
plus it's just crazy the night before we go.
And so I get very oh, please don't get sick, and just drink a lot of water, wash your hands.
And I would say
we don't go out and do stuff in the sense of besides the basics, work, school, whatever.
Besides Justin being around 150 kids over a weekend.
Again, out of your control. So
be fine. Another thing that we do as well is we don't wait till the last minute to pack. We don't wait till the last day to pack, I should say. So everything should be done a day or two before we go, because there's always going to be those last minute things that you forget. Always. You're going to be laying in bed and you're going to be like, I forgot to pack this. And so being able to have that space of having the time to go to the store to purchase the things that you need is good. So being all packed, ready to go, maybe at least a day or two before, I think is really good as well.
Yeah.
So any other tips and stuff? I know, I get it. Like when we saw the calendar today, we're like, we leave in 1 week. I was like, I am so ready, but I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like there's so much to do still. Mm-hmm. But we've done so much. Yeah. It's just interesting.
Well, and because of you with having camp, you had to really think through. And so that's why it's nice you've got a lot of things ready to go.
One more.
So
make a shared to-do list.
Yeah.
So we always have a vacation to-do list, and we share it. We collab with it, and we put everything on there. So right now, today, I'm going to, like, after we film this, I'm going to go and get our tips, our cash tips.
Yeah.
So we're ready to go at the bank.
We did that shared to-do list before we went to Disneyland. And I think we vlogged even that day. Like, it was so crazy because we were driving, taking the kids out of, picking the kids after school. And I remember we were laughing because, like, right before we left, I was like, oh my gosh, we got everything marked off of our list, because it's just something when you write it down, and especially between the both of us, it was like, okay, I can get this and this done. You do this and this. Yeah. Just sharing the duties. It helped a lot.
Like, literally, I had things on there that said new deodorant stick. Like every little thing that you think of, like, just brain dump. So just, if it's your last week, sit down with a cup of coffee or tea, whatever, water, beverage. Sit down, but you have to have beverage. You have to have sun chips, and you have to have a beverage. You sit down, and you just write out your to-do list. Just let your brain dump. Get in a quiet spot, sit in a corner, stare at a wall. Quietness, brain dump, everything you got to do. And that helps, because I think sometimes you're so frantic and stressed before vacation because you have all the things up here and they keep on coming. You're like, I gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this. But if you just take those and bring it down on paper and, like, write it down, you're just like,
that's
this is
step one.
Great.
Yeah. It's almost like when you don't want to go to the gym and the hardest part is, like, just getting your gym clothes on. Yeah. It's almost like that. It's just take the time. Yeah. Because I feel like sometimes I just go, and then yesterday I found myself doing this. I was like, oh, the laundry's done. Let me grab it. Oh, this went off. Let me get it. And I was going and doing like 5,000 things at once.
Yeah, it's the worst.
But nothing was getting completed. And I was like, Lacey, stop. Like, it was so bad.
Finish,
so just
complete,
sit down.
Finish.
Yeah. Write it down. Finish the job.
It's the same word. Complete. Finish.
And I'm agreeing with you. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Start, finish.
There
Start,
we go.
finish.
Complete, finish. He's saying the same word.
And I'm like, sure.
Should we
hopefully
go?
that helps you guys for today.
Are we done?
This is probably why people don't listen to the podcast as much, because they're so long. We need to shorten them up.
Yeah, it's long.
But this is why they're long, because we just talk and get on tangents. So if you like that style,
here we are.
Stick around. Tell people to keep coming around as well.
There was one question we got. I think we answered it last time, but it was talking about tips, cash tips. And I mentioned that I'm leaving right now to go get tips from the bank, cash tips, which is my favorite thing to do the week of vacation because it makes it real. You're bringing out your tips. But if you're curious how many tips, how much money we bring for a week cruise, we bring $200 cash, and we get ones and fives. And we try to give that out for room service, for if someone's just awesome, we just give them out. So just so you know, that's just the last tip for you guys if you're curious on the tips. Okay. We done?
We're done.
Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us and listening to this hour-long podcast. We appreciate you. If you are just listening and if you want to talk about some of the things we talked about, head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to that and comment below. And also, if you are listening to Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. We would love to grow this podcast this year. We can use your help to do that. But other than that, thank you for listening. And it's cool that we're bringing the podcast on a Saturday, because usually these are on Thursdays. So crazy. And we kind of collabed with, like, Disney on the pod. A little collab thing going on there. It's kind of nice. Anyway, we're not collabing with Disney yet, but Disney, if you ever want to collab with us, we would be down. We're here. We're waiting. We need to go.
Okay.
I really want sun chips today, though, as well.
All right.
Okay.
We love you guys.
Love you.
See you in the next one. Bye.